Good morning. Welcome to the Amber Shows. It's kind of nice out today. It's not too hot. Happy Tuesday. I'm just trying to adjust my camera. Hello. I have a lot of news, and this news is the worst. This guy in Houston, Texas, who murdered 8 people in the house because his ex-girlfriend changed the locks. She had her husband there, who she reconciled with, herself, and 6 children. And another person was there. And this guy kicked the door in. He actually tied up each one of those people. The children were from 6 years old to 13. Tied everyone up. I don't know how he was able to do that. I guess maybe because he had a gun and they did it. But it seemed like they should have jumped him or something. But anyway, he tied them up and shot all of them in the head. All the little children, his ex-girlfriend, and one of the children was supposedly, like the youngest one, the baby, was his. In the past, he had been to jail for abusing her, beating her. One time he had cut her throat and had tied a noose around her baby's neck. And this guy was still out on the street, and he killed all those people in that house. And he's black. The girlfriend was white, and the children. It's just a shame that he was arrested. Now, why his life matter? Why does his black ass matter? Why didn't the cops shoot him? That's who the cops should have shot. Hopefully this guy will get the death penalty. Hopefully he will not just get life, that he will get the death penalty and they will carry it out soon. You know, it's funny how people that murder other people, when they get the death penalty or facing the death penalty or somebody pulls a gun on them, then they begin to cry. But they don't think about what the fear that they had, with the other people had when they were dying. And you could take somebody else's life, but now all of a sudden you're punk out when it's time to get your life taken out. This guy is a monster. I can't think of any other word for him but a monster. And I don't understand why he's alive. I don't understand why the police did not shoot him down like a dog, like the dog that he is. All right, and this, again, is in Houston, Texas. And also in Houston, Texas, a deputy pulled over 21-year-old Sharnisa Corley on her way to the store to pick up medicine for her mom. She was getting out of the car. A police officer was nearby. He said that he smelled weed in her car. He did a check of the car. There was no marijuana in her car. He then told her that he was going to do a vagina search. He called a female deputy out who actually took her into the gas station at the stop where it was, you know, it's a gas station and then a convenience store. Took her in the bathroom. 2 deputy females from Texas took her in the bathroom and did a full vagina search. They actually pinned her down and penetrated her and went up in her vagina to see if there was weed up there, and there was none. They never found any weed. The county sheriff's office has said that its deputies acted appropriately. Martise Johnson case. 3 Virginia liquor agents were caught on tape violently arresting a university student. He was cleared of all wrongdoing, and he now has an attorney. Is anybody else sick of those smoke commercials where, you know, the people are in wheelchairs, they got one leg missing, they got a thing in their throat, they went bald, they got no limbs. I'm so sick. If you smoke cigarettes, then you need to quit, because cigarettes does a job on the body, and I am so sick of those commercials It is ridiculous. Why doesn't the government just stop selling cigarettes? They're spending all that money for advertisers for cigarettes to not smoke, then just stop selling them. Get all cigarettes off the market. Just legalize weed. No more laugh out loud, LOLs, as on Facebook. It has been replaced with ha 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 ha. Actually, it's two ha's, a ha 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 ha. It says that more people are using the ha ha ha. You know, I use the ha 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 ha. I use the ha ha ga 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 ha ha ha. I use all of those, so I was ahead of my time. It said the older people are still using the LOL, but the younger generation is now just using, it's more popular to use the ha 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 ha. So I'm ahead of the game. All right, it's true that pessimism is trouble because it's bad for your health. Pessimism meaning negativity. So numerous studies have come about that being optimistic, being positive, actually helps you physically and psychologically. You become healthier than pessimists. Optimists treat failure as a learning experience, and they balance that they can do better in the future. Okay, so the University of Michigan study followed people from 25 years old to 65 years old to see how their levels of pessimism, negativity, or optimism, positivity, influenced or correlated with their overall health. Researchers found that pessimism, negativity, their health actually deteriorated far more rapidly as those who think positive and are more optimistic. Researchers from the University of Kentucky in Louisville went so far as to inject positive people with a virus to measure their immune responses. And the researchers found positive people had a significantly stronger immune response than those who were negative. So keeping a positive attitude isn't just good for your health. Studies show it's good in your business, if you're a salesperson, if you're at work, no matter what your job is. You could be in any type of job. If you're positive, you approach it with a positive attitude. Even if you're dealing with customer service, people who are already mad and come to you, if you keep the situation positive, that's what you'll end up getting in response. So 37% more than people who were optimistic at their job received more results. So learn to live or focus on the positive. It requires knowing how to stop negative self-talk, negative self-thoughts. What you can do is literally stop what you're doing when you get a negative thought, because we all do, and then just write it down, what you're thinking, and take a moment to slow down the negative. You will be more rational and clear-headed. Evaluate what you wrote and see if it's actually factual. You can bet the statements aren't true, because you will see words like never, worst, worst ever, things like that. Also, now that you've learned how to stop or strip the power from negative thought by supporting facts from fiction, now all you have to do is have a positive thought. When you get a positive thought, know your intention to that thought each time you find yourself dwelling on the negative. If that proves difficult, you can repeat the process of writing down the negative thoughts and discredit their validity. And then allow yourself to freely enjoy positive thoughts. Think of things that you like to do. Think of things that you have done in the past. Think of people that make you happy, and keep that positive thought going in your mind. Give the mind's natural tendency towards negative thoughts to go away. We can all use a little help with staying positive. Put this to use and reap the physical, the mental performance that will come and benefits from thinking positive. Okay? So positive, keep a frame of mind that you want to stay positive. and it will help you in more ways than one. Teacher's arm got ripped off down in Florida by an alligator. She was swimming in a lake that clearly states you don't feed the alligators, but people still swim in that lake. She's a teacher here in Florida. The alligator he took her arm off from the shoulder. There were two people in a boat nearby who heard her screaming, and they went over to her in the boat to try and get her. They were actually fighting the alligator. These two people were heroic. They were a husband and wife team. They said that the alligator was mad that they were fighting. And this alligator was chomping as much as he could, trying to get her underwater, the teacher, who's a teacher down here in Florida. And when they grabbed her to try and lift her up on the boat, when the alligator finally, because her husband kept beating the alligator in the head, beating him and beating him. And then the alligator finally, after being mad, he let go, and her arm was gone on one side from the shoulder down. They said the teacher is in good spirits and will survive. A 63-year-old Montana man has been ID'd. He was a hiker that was just recently mauled by a grizzly bear in Yellowstone Park. His name was Lance Cosby. His body was found mauled to death. He had been practically consumed. They found the bear. It was a female bear. She was trying to protect her cub. They've taken the bear and the cub. They're not sure if that's the bear and the cub who did it, but they do have them, and if they are the ones, they're going to euthanize them. And I think it's terrible that they're going to euthanize them, but it's because if they've already tasted blood or whatever, then whenever they see other hikers, they will attack automatically, maybe. So that's a sad for that man. And they said that Yellowstone National Park, this is only the 8th mauling by a bear where the person was killed since 1916. New York City is cleaning up the subway system by taking away trash. This will also take away some of the rats, understandably. So this is a good thing. They actually have tested it out at certain stations, and believe it or not, there is not more littering. There is less rats because they don't have anywhere to feed, and people are keeping whatever garbage they have, they're keeping it until they can throw it away somewhere else. So that's a good thing, because I live in New York and those rats are huge. So